everyone, welcome or welcome back to I Love You Vlog, the segment of Presto Productions you're watching right now on YouTube. My name is Valentina Faltoni, the name I was born with in Tuscany, Italy, in the city of Arezzo. As a dual citizen since 2013, I added a middle name, which is Lucia. Not Lucia, Lucia. And today we're gonna make a Tuscan style sweet and sour onion burger served with homemade porcini mushroom mayo and the gluten-free, grain-free focaccia bread buns we're making right now in the oven. And if you want to watch that recipe, make sure you watch on the channel. It's a separate video that we're making with cherry little decoration on top. So the burger is gonna be served with porcini mushroom fries. I know you're very familiar with the truffle fries, but porcini mushroom fries are just as delicious. Easier to find in the US, dry form of porcini that you can turn into powder. So let's see all the basic ingredients we need to make this recipe. They're very simple and I keep it very basic. It's all about the execution and the ingredients as well. And let me show you the ingredients that are needed. For the sweet and sour onion, you're gonna need 2 types of vinegar, a white vinegar and a balsamic vinegar of Modena, which is very sweet. So we're not gonna use these in the fermentation process. We need to keep these at rest for a little bit, so it's gonna take all the flavor and gonna break down and be super nice. And I'm gonna show you after how to make a sweet and sour, because we don't want the onion to be too wet in our burger, so we need to infuse with the flavor, but we need to keep in mind they have to be a little bit on the dry side. Sweet and sour onion, which is cipolla and agrodolce in Italian. I'm gonna make a duck mayo infused with porcini mushroom. So for that reason I have here some dry porcini. We're gonna make this porcini into a powder form. You can use a coffee grinder, you can use a little blender. And so this is the ingredients you need for the porcini mushroom homemade mayo, which in itself is a recipe that you're gonna see in this video. And the sweet and sour onion, which is cipolla and agrodolce, is gonna be another recipe within this recipe. And then, you know, the burger, you have to assemble the burger like you know how to do it. We're gonna make also, like I said, some fries. So you need some potato. In this case I make for 2 people, like 2 russet potato. And we need some parsley for garnishment, because you know there's no Italian recipe without parsley on top. And of course it's a burger, so we need some meat. I use this meat, which is organic ground beef, 93% lean. It's 100% grass-fed and grass-finished. Vegetarian diet, no added hormones, no added antibiotics. And usually for a burger I use half of this, so it's a half a pound burger. But if you're hungry, you can use the whole thing, but I think it's a lot. Anyway, you can make probably a double burger. And if you didn't watch my other vlog on how to make Italian burger bun, I'll show you a little preview, but you have to watch the other vlog to see the recipe. Look at that burger bun there. Step 1, let's make our cipolla rossa in agrodolce. So all you need to do is start slicing an onion. If you have pickled onion, that's what it is, but it's better because we're gonna infuse it with the sweetness of the balsamic vinegar at the end. Add some spring water, best if you have in a glass. I think water is the more underrated ingredients in every recipe. And if you make bread from scratch, for example, you know the importance of having water without certain chemical in it. When you make simple recipe, you want to use the best ingredient you can, especially water. Should be from a glass and not from a plastic container, and should be spring and not tap water, to my opinion. Beside the water, very important, the salt is the other ingredients that are very important. To me, a Celtic sea salt I think is superior than peat salt for quality. And also we're gonna add vinegar. Another things I will emphasize on buying in a glass, not in plastic, because as you know, vinegar is acidic. I'm using a white wine vinegar for this recipe because it's very tangy, and that's what I want for making this onion sweet and sour, or agrodolce in Italian. That's all the ingredients you need to make this onion. The other ingredients is thyme, so let's put this in the fridge and let it rest for a little bit. This is our next step. We're gonna need either a blender. In my case I'm gonna use the coffee grinder, porcini mushroom, and it's that simple. We're gonna blend our porcini mushroom into powder. That's about it. Keep this here in this little jar. Now I'm gonna peel the potato and I'm gonna show you how I make my fries, because we're not gonna fry the fries, we're gonna bake them, so they're a little healthier. And also we're gonna put the powder. I'm gonna show you. Before our fries, we're gonna make the most anticipated duck egg porcini mushroom mayo. This is a gourmet recipe and the bread is homemade. Underneath in the link for the focaccia buns, because that's why I call this a Tuscan style burger, because the bread is Italian typical, and also there is some flavor of Italy in there with the porcini mushroom, with the agrodolce onions. And the burger overall is very simple because Tuscany is very country and we like to eat our meat just like in Texas. We like our meat raw, for example, you know, tartare and carpaccio. It's very delicious, to my opinion. It's easier to digest. In my case, when I make a burger, I cook it very well on the outside. I won't buy the meat from the meat department. I buy it packaged because it's more sanitized. I won't eat meat raw unless I trust the meat and the way it is handled. To make our mayo is super simple. If you've never done a mayo at home, all you need is an egg. It have to be room temperature. I'm using, like I said, a dark egg from farmer market. I'm using also half of a lemon juice with salt. I'm using, of course, the porcini powder, a little bit of it. We leave some for the fries, that's enough. And then we use a neutral oil, in my case, avocado oil. It's very hard to find avocado oil organic in the store. If you do find in the store, it's very good. I bought mine online and it's just brand new. 200 milliliter, and usually, you know, the blender has the measurement, so that's good. You could use some olive oil, but it's too heavy, and I personally like it this way. The most important thing is that the egg, it's at room temperature. I have an immersion blender, a little bit of mustard, and let's start from the bottom up. So these are mayo with mushroom. Now let's make our fries, which are baked with porcini mushroom powder and salt. So I like to cut it like that, even thicker actually. I know that it's like potato cutter, but I like to cut it myself. More like this. Make sure you save your hands. This is the type of fries I like to make. How I like to cut my fries: long, thick. So this is all porcini powder. We're gonna leave a little bit for the end once they're cooked. Generous amount of olive oil. Generous means generous. We're gonna make sure that they're all evenly coated. They cannot be on top of each other clearly, or they won't cook nicely. And then we got some parsley here waiting for us after it's cooked, just for garnishment. I like to finish everything with parsley because it gives a little bit of more freshness, and also because I add some vitamin C too. I just remove the buns for a second, and you can see the recipe in the video. Focaccia is known to have a lot of oil. I'm gonna add some Celtic sea salt. This is not done yet. Let's put this back in the oven. And now that we have all the ingredients for our Tuscan style burger on a focaccia bun with cherry on top, with cherry tomatoes and basil and zucchini. It's super cute. The bun is gluten-free, grain-free. Watch the other video, is in my channel on how to make that. And this is the sweet and sour onion. So this is the fermented pretty much onion. Now we're gonna add balsamic vinegar of Modena and let it marinate for a second with all this sweet taste. We're gonna, of course, dry it after. You just have to infuse the flavor because we cannot put it in a burger wet. So we're gonna leave it like that. In the tomato, because this is a Tuscan style burger, we're gonna add dry basil, dry oregano, salt and pepper, a little bit of garlic fresh. So I'm gonna season a little bit also the tomato with some coarse salt, and so the onion, and so the meat. I don't know if you add salt on your meat or not. There is contradicting information about if you want to add a layer or immediately or not at all. I like to add a little bit of the big Celtic salt on top. Let's cook the patties. I'm gonna cook it a little bit in the pan, and then I'm gonna finish them in the oven. And in the oven. So everything is sizzling in this oven. Tuscan style fries with porcini mushroom powder. They're not golden yet. Almost ready, and the fries are not ready yet. Oops. So it's time to assemble. I put the porcini mushroom mayo. I put the salad, the sweet and sour or agrodolce onion. And then we need the tomato. I was actually drying the excess water from it. And now we're gonna serve it.
DJ Amore. Original sound.
Everybody come in. It is time for a taste test of the burger I made, finally. This is so delicious. The burger, the fries, the homemade mayo. With the porcini mushroom, also in the mayo. It's so delicious. I love mayo. When it's done at home, it's actually delicious. I'm gonna show you the burger. With the cherry. Look how cute it is with a little cherry on the bread. Tuscan style burger with agrodolce onion. I put some vegan cheese on the patty. Fries with porcini mushroom powder. And homemade mayo with porcini mushroom. And it's avocado oil and duck egg. This mayo, so good. See if I can give a big bite. It's droopy. It's really messy. It's so good. See you soon. Ciao, ciao. Have some fries.
There is a fire that burns inside.